Guys, what made you realize this girl is definitely not into me? I once went on a date with this girl. Bought her dinner. Went downstairs to the bar nightclub for a drink afterwards. She ran into some girlfriends and just went over to their table. Sat down and started chatting and drinking. I sat alone for about 20 minutes. Then just left without saying anything. Never heard from her again. Had a dinner together. The entirety of her contributions to the conversation were repetitions of "yep, that's cool" and such. Even when I tried to ask her questions and engage her in the conversation, she just had nothing to add or to say. Was pretty clear it wasn't sparking. I asked her out. She said you. After chatting for about a month, I asked her out for the second time. Wanna meet up and hang out somewhere? Yeah. I'd like to meet. Cool. So are you free this day on this week? No. How about another day next week? No. So maybe the week after? Or after that? No. Can't. Okay. So when can we meet? Let me check and get back to you. 10 months. 4 days and 5 hours since then and I still haven't heard from her. Damn. She's really busy. She really only talked to me when she needed something. Went to her apartment. When every conversation is abruptly ended by lol. Edit. Been very busy lately, but I'm happy that you all liked this comment so much and could relate to it. The award is extremely appreciated. When she used to give everyone hugs but only ever offered me a high five. When they couldn't remember any conversation we previously had. And made the excuse that their phone's text history resets every day. Didn't take a rocket surgeon to figure out she deleted them herself. I went out to a restaurant bar with 4 buddies. Some ladies sent over a round of drinks. To my 4 buddies. I'm guessing they must have specifically told the waiter give every one of those strangers a drink except Quasimodo in the corner there. Make sure he is painfully aware that he does not get a drink. When I expressed interest and she recorded in horror and told me I was embarrassing her. Closed responses to leading or intuitive chatter. E.g. just saying yes. No. Not really. etc. When asked questions that could easily lead to more conversation. When she asked me if I knew if my friend was interested in anybody. I was only just starting to maybe have a crush on her, so it didn't hurt. But like. When you go in for a hug and she gives you the side hug. Caught her making out with my manager. Asked a girl if she wanted to grab lunch together sometime. She said she was busy that day, which was interesting as I never specified a day. Gave a girl at work my number on a piece of paper and she handed it right back and said we talk at work all the time, so let's keep doing that. We set up a date. She stood me up. When I asked her, she simply said she forgot. We flirted for several weeks. Hung out every day. I kept feeling a closer and closer connection, but due to circumstances I could not control, we were never alone enough together for me to test it. Had some friends plan a camping trip and I invited her and she said yes. I even specifically told her there's gonna be 2 couples there, so we're gonna be in a tent, just the 2 of us. She said yeah, she knows. Get to the trip. We have a few drinks and I ask her if she wants to take a walk with me to look at stars. I get it. It's corny. Shut up. Once we're a little away from everyone I tell her how much I like her and attempt to go in for a kiss. Nope. Sorry chips conquiso. I'm not what you're looking for, shattered me. Totally gutted. Asked her to senior prom. She said yes, but when we got there she ditched me to hang out with another guy she liked. Wasn't too bad though, cause I danced with another girl who I got along better with. Back in college. I took a girl on a lunch date. We had a really nice time. When it was getting time to leave, I told her I had to get to work. She said where do you work? I said McDonald's and I literally could see her attitude shift in 1 second. Oh. Cool. So as I'm driving her home, I said, so can we hang out again? She replies, yeah. Totally. So the next day I text and ask if she wants to hang. She never responded. Her mistake. Would you like to have a date? I'd rather not. And that was that. I told them I had feelings for them. They responded with, I'm dying. Stopped texting first and realized that she never texted me for 3 days. It was totally one-sided. An actual girlfriend ran this experiment and found that I didn't text her for a week. Some people are just shitty, i.e. me. My BF status didn't survive this experiment. But I learned from it. I said, hello, and she just looked at me with a blank stare. Can I have time to think about it? Then nothing. Radio silence for like a month. Next time we talked, it's as if that moment never happened. I've had every rejection under the sun used on me. Laughter. A straight up no. Coming up with an excuse halfway through the date to leave. Being ghosted. It's not you, it's me. Etc. One even claimed that she liked me but her parents didn't approve of me, so nothing could happen. Only to find out later that her parents actually thought I was great and would repeatedly ask her about me. In that case, I think she just wanted sex and nothing more, which I should have seen from the start. But that one. Can I have time to think about it? Damn. I'm over it now. But I'll never forget how much it hurt. I've heard them all. I like you as a friend. I think we should see other people. I know speak English. I'm married to the sea. I don't wanna kill you, but I will. I'm not gay. But I'll learn. At a bar with some friends. My boy John starts trying to chat up this girl and her friends. I approach and try to wingman. This girl makes hard eye contact and says, well, it was great meeting you guys. I, of course, say likewise and drag off John to go explain to his dumbers how to recognize when girls are politely telling you to duck off. We had been fooling around for a bit and I had hopes of pursuing a relationship. She knew I had an app that I wouldn't be using that summer, college, and she needed a place to store some things. After a date, I brought her back to my place for the first time and she quietly said, this will do nicely. And I had a realization that I had been played. She stored her stuff for a bit and I have barely seen her since. I asked for her number and she offered to give me her email address instead. Also, I have to tell this because it's hilarious and I know for a fact it's true. A girl I know was dating a guy who turned out to be married. The wife found out but stayed with the husband. So the guy gets in a car accident and the side chick girl calls to see if he's okay. The dude tells her he has amnesia and doesn't remember her and he's with his wife now. Homeboy done said he got amnesia to get rid of the side chick. I mean, if I'm talking to a girl and she doesn't make eye contact and answers with one-word answers, my default assumption is that they don't want to talk to me. Comic Sunset smile. I didn't realize. Until I asked her out. We had been talking and hanging out for a few months. She and I had matching personalities and we were both more energetic around each other than around others. I had a massive crush and I felt like taking a chance, so I told her I liked her. And she said, damn. I'm really sorry. I feel we're better off as friends. I guess I didn't realize she wasn't into me until she said as such. I moped for a while before finally being able to have a shit happens attitude towards it. Nowadays she's happily with someone. Our friendship has faded away. Which is actually more upsetting than being rejected romantically. I'm still single. But I'm happily single, so it's alright. If I ever feel that feeling again, I will always take that risk. Sunset. It's been 7 years since then and I haven't felt that feeling yet. Close bracket. Edit. Reading all the replies. I still have a lot to learn and digest. I appreciate everyone's input. The teacher assigned my crush to dance with me. She screamed no and chose another guy. Edit. I'll give more context. So this was our graduation trip. And it's the last day of it. It was compulsory that everyone chose a partner of the opposite sex to dance with. Me having a crush on her was quite well known in my class. So all of them, including my teacher, suggested that I dance with her. And of course she refused and chose another random dude. I had to find another girl from another class that I never even talked to. Feels so bad, man. She kept talking about how she needed more commitment from me. Relationship had turned long distance. I was paying for the travel and doing the majority of the traveling. I was the one that had moved away. Sustained it for about a year. But I just realized that she wasn't into me enough to take what she perceived as a risk in moving 5 hours drive away from her family. Never spoke about her needing to show commitment to me. Think what finally did it was when she got a raise to similar to what I was making, and I brought up her starting to contribute to the travel costs. And she laughed like it was a joke. I clarified I was serious and she brushed it off. Nope. I'm out. Stuck around longer than I should have. Was her first serious relationship. She gave me a thin paper wristband she has made which said the wristband of friendship. Edit. Holy shit, this blew up. Thank you for the kind words. F's and awards, but please don't spend your precious money on me. You guys made my day anyways. The second she said okay. Unless the girl directly says to me I am into you. Or some variation. I will assume, by default, that they are not into me. I just assume by default that people do not like me. When they are nice and warm to me, I assume that's out of their courtesy. Made a few errors in judgment as a kid. Got rejected. And figured out the difference between friendly and flirty. She said I'm not ready to be in a relationship. And proceeds to get into a relationship. RIP me. I hope she's happy though. I really do. Said she was lesbian. I thought you were American. She began to become very confusing and unclear. At first I thought it was normal for girls to be this way, but with time and perspective I realized she just didn't like me anymore and felt too bad to let me know, though she did say it after I confronted her. It sucked. It broke me. And it still hurts. If you're ever put in a situation where you don't like someone anymore, just be direct about it. When I feel like I have to constantly be the one that has to start the conversation. That it takes so long for them to answer. Or worse, that they sometimes don't answer at all. I can sometimes get the conversation going again in that last case. But if it happens 2 or 3 more times, I'm usually done. It's pretty clear to me. Other cases, she shows a clear interest to someone else. Or starts dating someone else. And this has happened to me so many times. I guess I'm not that good at online chatting, texting. Or not interesting at all. Or that I don't know when it's time to be more direct. Not a girl. A guy. He wanted to call me on Discord, and once I got over the anxiety bit of it, we called. It started out pretty well, and then his sibling came in. They started talking and he went on Snapchat. Then he suddenly called his friend and just started talking to her as I sat there in disbelief. When she started planning her wedding with someone else. She was my GF when it all happened. You'd be shocked at how many girls said they were into me after they started dating someone else. I totally had a thing for you. I don't remember how we ended up talking. But I ended up asking her out to dinner and she said yes. We went. Ordered our food and ate. The entire time she was on her phone. So I just paid my bill and left. 10 or 15 minutes after I left, she started blowing up my phone. Not to ask where I was, but to demand why I didn't pay for her food. I just responded by blocking her. Edit. Everyone calm the duck down, Jesus Christ. Don't give me awards. They don't do anything. Instead, please give the money to a charity. That way it'll actually help something. When she told me so. So I was on one of the nightly FaceTime calls with this girl I was super into. Then at around 4 in the morning, she says that she is getting a call from someone and needed to answer. The next morning I see her Snapchat story of her on FaceTime with another guy. The next night I call her and she says she is already on call with someone and it turns out to be the same guy. We lost touch and I am pretty sure those two got together. Edit. I showed this post to her and said thanks for the karma. She found it funny and she said that at that time she was into me but she just lost feelings and met another guy. We had a good laugh about it LMAO. Also, I am in a relationship at the moment. We both moved on but she moved on a lot quicker. Asked a girl out and she said I can't, it's my girlfriend's and I 2-month anniversary. She is straight BTW. When all her replies were one word. If it gets to that point I just stop talking to them now. She pulled out a knife and tried to kill me. I used to work with 2 girls in an auto shop years ago. Was really into one of them. I asked her out. She said maybe another time and I let it go. But still had hope. A few weeks later I had to come back to work as I'd forgotten my wallet. The 2 women that worked there were passionately making out. I then realized that as a lesbian this girl was quite penis averse and my hopes of another time were quickly dashed into oblivion. Blocked me on every social media account after I mustered up the courage to ask her if she wanted to grab a bite to eat. Self-confidence was already at an all-time low and that was the nail on the coffin. When I invited her to go see Avatar in theaters and she agreed but invited her ex-husband along. She's my wife now but at the time I was like yeah. When after a year of relationship she said I don't love you anymore. Yeah. When? After I got her number and were texting regularly for several days. She refused to go out with me because I'm too put together to be single. And I must be cheating on my wife and kids. I told her that I'm single. Never married. And have 0 kids. She followed that up by accusing me of being a serial killer. I also don't eat cereal. This girl I was dating chose to spend all day shopping and blowing hundreds if not thousands on random shit. When it was my birthday. She never showed up. And here we discussed this huge dinner date and other stuff. Shit to do a week before. Didn't hear from her the entire day of my birthday. It was wasted. Made me feel not so great. When she got back, I asked WTF. Of course she's the one who gets mad AMD storms off. Found out later she also went to a bar. Got trashed. Ducked a guy friend. Got prego and when that guy friend didn't want to be in the picture she came back to me with hey you think we could fix some things and try again? Nope. The restraining order. Semicolon. 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 No response in a year. She had no pulse. After 5 minutes of attempted resuscitation. I just knew her heart wouldn't beat for me. When I asked her out, she immediately got back with her ex, who she used to complain to me about all the time. Married him and had 2 kids. I think I might still have a shot. When she started making out with the guy sitting next to me. It was my birthday. We were both single. We were a bit intoxicated. We checked into a hotel but all she let happen was spoon lol. But every single time I have a girlfriend this girl never stops throwing herself at me. Such an unsolved mystery. Edit. Not mystery. She just liked flattering herself by making me talk to her whenever I was in a relationship. Mystery solved. When she slept with my friend. And then a different friend. Pretty sure she's single with a kid from each of them. But I think she wanted kids so. Guess she's happy and I dodged a bullet. The bullet was never for you. When I held the door open and she didn't immediately suck me off. This dumb kid I knew drove all the way to Florida to bail some girl out of jail so that her parents wouldn't find out she had been arrested. It was an 18-hour drive. And when he got her out of jail she asked him to pick up her boyfriend. They drove home together all the way back to Indiana in complete silence. Also, it was me. This was years ago. We'd been on a few dates. I thought we were hitting it off. Tried to schedule another one. She said she was free that day. A few hours before the date she said something suddenly came up. That's no big deal. Things come up. No reason to lose faith. Anyway. That continued for 3 months with varying excuses. She kept saying off the next time. I swear. March through May or till spring. Basically. I eventually figured it out and texted her a sigh I don't know. You can just say you're not into me. Apostrophe. I didn't want to hurt your feelings. We should still be friends though. Apostrophe. She never answered any further texts and never texted me again. I'm still waiting for a girl to come out of the bathroom from a Niagara Falls trip I made 16 years ago. I'm starting to get the feeling that she's not coming back. When she got a boyfriend after toying with my feelings for months. She sent me a Spotify code of a song to listen to. It was Friends by Anne Marie. This happened 40 minutes ago. Edit. Update. I'm now doing her Spanish work. Well. By default. I know deep down in my core that no one will be into me. Unless they get some reassurance of some kind, most surely from third parties. But this has never happened. And will never happen. These things are just stuff of movies or books. Completely unrelated to my existence. So to me. Guys who watch ogle stare gaze etc. Girls every time as if this was important to them are just indulging in a major waste of time. Well, not that she's definitely not into me. But when I'm sick of her BS. A girl I loved went through a huge tragedy and currently cannot date anyone. But she won't rule out a rival who is working overseas as an international lawyer. That's when I realized. She would choose him over me and my viewers. Even if she later wanted me. I'm out. I won't be second place to some guy. She called me the N-word over the phone. And I'm not even from African descent. True. We all are. She looked me in the eyes and said. In a very clear voice, I am not into you. Much better way to handle it than the girl wop just cheated on me. Not a guy. But I suppose when she threw a dagger at me? I had been single for a long time. A very long time, so a friend of mine set me up on a date with one of her friends. I was at the bar first and saw her walk past. I got up, introduced myself and showed her to where we would be sitting. Before she even sat down I knew she wasn't interested. The date lasted an hour and a half and we went our separate ways. I had been afraid of rejection for a long time after an ex broke up with me, but it turns out that it's not a problem. Not everyone is for you. It set me on the road, and after a few dates here and there of varying degrees of success, i.e. no success at all, I met the woman who became my wife. Long story short. Things work out if you keep trying. After traveling the world and gathering 1 ton on spider webs and weaving her a wardrobe of gossamer gowns from them, she told me webs irritate her skin. I would have to say that when I realized my first girlfriend in college was sleeping with half the football team, I started to think she might not be into me anymore. It's bold of you to assume there are girls that are into me. She got a boyfriend. I had a girl invite me to senior prom. And then when I got there she was with someone else. They laughed at me and asked, "You thought I was serious? Who could possibly like someone like you?"